Thank you very much, Bobby. And thank you to all of you. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your dedication. My name is Anthony D'Esposito, and like was mentioned, I am proud to represent the great state of New York. I want to thank the International Association of Firefighters, and in particular, representatives of Uniformed Firefighters Association of New York, Local 94, as well as the New York Uniformed Officers Association, Local 854, for this great honor to address you all today at the 2023 Alfred K. Whitehead Legislative Conference. It is a great honor to represent Long Island, specifically Nassau County and the city of Long Beach, home to thousands of professional firefighters. I have served as a member of Congress only since January, flipping the 4th Congressional District in New York after it being in Democrat hands for a quarter of a century. I am honored to have been endorsed by the New York City UFA and thank their president and leadership for support and, most importantly, their friendship. Ensuring that firefighters have the support, tools, and resources to serve the community and get back to their families safely at the end of tour has and always will be a priority. First responders across this great nation have seen a difficult couple of years. Difficult for all of us, but particularly challenging for first responders. Not only were you responsible for your duties to the community during a worldwide pandemic, but you had to navigate mandates that complicated your lives and made it more difficult to simply report to a job and carry out your duties. Whether it be the overreaching mask mandates or the vaccine mandates that caused organizational chaos, complications laid forth by the state of New York and New York City have been a constant cause for criticism. It is past time that government stop hindering those that keep us safe from doing their job and give you the resources that you need to be safe. It's not a politician's job to lay out mandates on its first responders. I want to clearly say, any such mandates should be subject to collective bargaining, no questions asked. My constituents have intense admiration for your profession and for all those who wear the uniform. I am proud to have served the New York City Police Department, and I'm proud to only be the second member of the NYPD to serve in the House of Representatives and the first NYPD detective. I have had the opportunity to work side by side with many professional firefighters, and I'm thankful for the work that all of you do. Both of our jobs could be defined by one word: sacrifice, and especially at the hands of what many left-wing leaders have made our communities, putting criminals before law-abiding citizens and perps before those who wear the uniform. Speaking of sacrifice, just last week, I joined colleagues from the Senate and the House of Representatives and your union leadership to address the sacrifice so many of our friends, our neighbors, our colleagues made on September 11th, 2001. I'm a proud co-sponsor of the 9/11 Responder and Survivor Health Funding Correction Act of 2023, closing the gap on funding shortfall and to allow excluded first responders to join the program. The fact that heroes like Lou Alvarez, like Ray Pfeiffer, and others have walked the halls of Congress for the last over 2 decades to fight for what they deserve, quite frankly, is absolutely disgusting. When I stood at that press conference last week, one of the questions I thought in my head is, why are we standing here? Why has it taken over 2 decades to give first responders what they deserve? I make it my mission to each and every one of you in this room that this better be the last time that these heroes have to walk the halls of Congress. Because every time and every year that they come and visit, there's less. Why? Not because they're not interested, because they're dying. We don't have the time to waste. And you have my word that I will work across the aisle with Democrats and Republicans from any corner of this nation to deliver for our first responders and for those who are making the ultimate sacrifice on our behalf. New Yorkers especially have 9/11 in mind, but the persistence of so many occupational cancers is something that we must address nationally and in this 118th Congress. If we are to expect firefighters and first responders to help in our greatest times of need, you, our bravest, should be able to trust that we are going to support you as you deal with simply doing your duty. It is vital that our firefighters are given the very best in equipment to limit exposures and treatments, to make sure those treatments are available to those suffering from work-related illnesses. I will continue to fiercely advocate for the Assistance to Firefighters Grant Program to meet the firefighting and emergency response needs of fire departments and non-affiliated emergency medical service organizations. Since 2001, AFG has helped firefighters and other first responders obtain critically needed equipment, protective gear, emergency vehicles, training, and other resources necessary for protecting the public and emergency personnel from fire and other hazards. In addition to my push for the AFG program, I will also fight for the continuation of the SAFER program to enhance the safety of the public and firefighters with respect to fire and fire-related hazards. This program provides funding directly to the fire departments and, back on Long Island, volunteer firefighter interest organizations to assist in increasing the number of firefighters to help communities meet industry minimum standards and attain 24-hour staffing to provide adequate fire protection from fire and fire-related hazards and to fulfill traditional missions of fire departments. Earlier this month, I'm proud to have been assigned to committees in the 118th Congress. One specific assigned to the Great Homeland Security Committee. And as a freshman, representing the great state of New York, I've been given a gavel and named Chairman of Emergency Management and Technology. I share that with you because I look forward to working with each and every one of you to deliver for your respective departments, to keep your personnel, your colleagues, and you much safer. I'm proud to represent Long Island, and I'm proud to be a Republican who supports organized labor, in particular, our police and fire unions. If we are going to address your needs, we must first seek to attain the information necessary for legislative action. And the only people who are going to provide that information are you. So, ladies and gentlemen, my ears and eyes are open. Those in this room know your profession, you know its hazards, and you know your needs most. It's time we ensure that we can effectively advocate for your profession everywhere across this nation. You have a noble calling. You are called to protect us from harm, to save us from danger, and to serve the communities that you took an oath to serve. I have the utmost respect for you, and I will always be in your corner. I'm not a lifelong politician. I'm a kid that was raised in a small village of Island Park, tucked between Long Beach and Oceanside in Nassau County. I attended Hofstra University, took the NYPD test, and had a great career as a detective. And I know I'm amongst professional firefighters, so please don't boo me. I'm also a 22-year member of the Volunteer Fire Service back on Long Island. I served as chief there from 2009 to 2016. I share this with you because, again, I'm not a lifelong politician. I'm a first responder who made it to the halls of Congress. And when I was a young cop working the streets of Brownsville, Brooklyn, I remember my first tour of duty in an RMP, where a veteran cop came to me and said, "Why are your windows closed?" And I said, "Because it's 100 degrees out." And he said, "Well, listen, as long as you have this job, as long as you wear this uniform, no matter how cold it is, no matter how hot it is, you ride around these streets with the windows down. Because that's the only way that you're going to hear the streets. It's the only way that you're going to smell the streets. And it's the only way that you're going to be able to do your job effectively." And I've taken that lesson that was given to me almost 2 decades ago, and I bring it to government and politics. I share that with you because my ears are always open. My boots are on the ground, and I promise you that my window will always be open. And it's open to hear from all of you. I want to be your voice on Capitol Hill. I don't care where you're from. I don't care what state you're in. You have a fellow first responder. You have someone who has worn the uniform representing you in this 118th Congress. My hand is extended. I want to be your partner in everything and anything that we can do to make your lives safer, to make your jobs better, and most importantly, to return you home safely to your family after the end of each tour. So thank you. Thank you for the opportunity to be here this morning. Thank you for the opportunity to be a fellow first responder. And thank you for the honor of a lifetime in serving this United States of America. My door's always open, my phone's always on, and you should all know that you always have a friend and a brother in the halls of Congress. Stay safe, God bless you all, and God bless America.